Hey guys, Blue Kool-Aid, right here. I'm not saying I'm in charge, but I know I'm living large, because if you ain't seen my bootay, you know it ain't small. Anyway, got you at SECCHI over here. This is, well, that was the Core 2 radio view, radio frequency view, and I've talked about that before, how these work. I don't think that was I don't think it's a camera thing. Could it be? Yeah, it could be, but I don't think it is. Now that right there, okay, I want to point something out here, guys. Whenever we see those are in the exact same position every time. Now, are they covering something up? Don't know. But it's kind of funny to me that if you go 90 degrees, we see it over here sometimes, and then we see it over here sometimes, and then over here sometimes. Okay? So, I don't think that it's anything we need to be concerned with. Is there something behind that they're trying to hide? Maybe. Don't know. Maybe they cause it to show up and they're trying to get us to think it's a camera thing. Don't know. All I know is that's what I'm seeing on this view. Let's go ahead and get to what I really wanted to show you here. Oh my goodness. Sorry guys, it's taking a second. Thought I was closer than what I was. Shoot, let's just do this. And again, I'm in horizontal mode here so you guys can see better. There it went. I was real close to it. I do that all the time, don't I? It's ridiculous. Okay. Let me zoom in here. Now you see it on the other views too, the blue ones that I show on Core 2. It's showing the same exact thing. Okay, it's right there. That's that same object we've seen now. This is like the 5th or 6th day in a row. But sometimes it's over here. Or like this over here. Or up here doing this. It moves around is what I'm saying. So, take that for what it's worth. Okay, and this other Core 2, I'm going to point this out real quick. This one sees in different time intervals. Okay? I know these cameras don't take a lot, they take a lot more captures than what they show us. They just show us a certain amount of captures put into a time lapse. So they take a single picture like a old time flip book where you flip through and it makes it look animated. It's kind of like what they do with the time lapse. They take one capture and then they add another to it, till you get a bunch, and it kind of looks like a movie. You know, that's why they call it a movie tool. But anyway, this TBR right here on the Core 2 looks at different time stamps, okay? And you'll see different stuff. So it's important to look at all those. Alright, the RDIF and the regular Core 2 are on the same time. See, if you look down here at the timestamp, this is actually in 1 hour increments. So every hour it's showing you a capture, but it's showing you at the 8-minute mark every hour. If you go up to the other one, it's going to be like in 15-minute increments, and it'll start on like 3 and then go to 18, and then 18 plus 15, whatever that 20, well, it'll be 33. So what I'm saying is you're seeing different captures. That's why we catch stuff on different cams sometimes. Now what I'm going to show you here is pretty impressive. We see this sometimes, but not usually this much. Come on. Where you at? I must have just passed it or something. There it is. Okay. Look at this one, guys. Isn't that interesting? Alright, first off, if you look down here, it's almost like an orb shape. And what you're seeing, it's almost like it has a debris trail type of thing. But you see texture on this thing, guys. You even see like a light shadow right here, like you would do in like a 3D drawing. So I mean, wow. And I think we've seen similar stuff, but it's usually not that big. That's what's throwing me off. Daggone it, I do that all the time. Man, it upsets me when I do that. Sorry. Okay, let's just, ooh, there it went again. It flew right by me. Alright. Alrighty then. Ain't that what Ace Ventura says? Okay, then you got this one. Okay. And what I did notice on this, it has like an indentation, like maybe there might be something there. Okay, then you go up here to these. Okay, we've seen these shapes before right here, but what I find odd. Now picture this, guys. Picture yourself, say, just pretend this is like a spacecraft, which I don't think, or I don't know what this is, okay? But say you're in the front of this. Well, here's a better analogy. Maybe you're on a roller coaster, right? Pretend these are cars in a train on a roller coaster. Well, when you go down a hill or go into what I call a corkscrew, that's kind of what this thing's doing, okay? Because if you look down here, I'll zoom in a little bit more so you can see. If you follow the lines here, this one's kind of pointing that way. This one's still pointing to the right, but it's not as much. This one is pointing straight up, okay? This one starts fading off the other direction. And then you get this one, okay? It's actually fading off even more that way. It's like it's twisting, is what I'm trying to say. So, I just thought that was interesting. Why that's doing that, I don't know. But anyway, I just want to show you the difference between the Core 2 captures that we get and why it's important to look at all three of them. Now, I'm going to show you something else too. I'm going to show you the HI1, same day, the 8th. HI1 radio view. And again, I'm going to tell you right now, we've seen this before, but not to this extent. I mean, this is like three different things that we see all wrapped up into one day. Okay? And that's what we talk about this stuff like it's, you know, slowly doing this and slowly doing that. Well, yeah, it is slowly doing stuff, but it's getting faster. It's not so slow is what I'm trying to say. Not as slow as it used to be. So what we'll do is we'll just step through it here and I'll show you. Obviously you guys see that. I mean, look at that. And what I'm saying, looking at that, I'm looking at this dark shadow right here, and it kind of even, I mean, it's really, really big. That's a big object, whatever that is. If it is an object. Could be a camera anomaly. Everything I show you guys ever, I'm just going to put this out here, could be camera anomalies. Do I think that they are? No. Not everything. If I think it's a camera anomaly, I'll tell you. Alright? But I could be wrong, obviously. And that's my whole point. That's why I show it to you guys. If I didn't want you guys to make your own mind up, I wouldn't show you nothing. I would just be on here like a prick and just telling everybody what to think. And I won't do that. I promise you that. I'm trying to learn, just like everybody else. That way when the day comes, I'm not so scared because I'm already knowing what the truth is. So, even Jesus said the truth will set you free, right? Anyway, you guys see that. I don't think I have to explain that. What's weird about this is they are going all in different kind of directions. So it does, in my mind, kind of validate that this is something to look at. Because if it was all going the same direction and very, very symmetrical and similar, then yeah, I could buy that it's a camera thing. But I don't think that this is. That's the same really kind of view, but just a different. And there was one more. Remember, that was two big anomalies I just showed you. Okay, this is in a 24-hour period. Look at that. Okay, we've seen something similar to this before. I've showed it multiple times on my channel. Do I know what that is? Could be meteors, could be whatever in front of this satellite. Again, do I think it is? No, I think it's something different, but I don't know what it is. I just don't think it's meteors. So anyway, I guess it could be. I mean, let me rephrase that. I'll retract that statement, okay? Because this actually could be like a debris trail of something. So, you know, that is what it is. Now, let me take you guys back here. I'm going to show you something that you guys need to do when looking at these tools, okay? And I'm going to show you why. I'm not just going to tell you to do it. I'm going to actually show you why, okay? This is the EUVI, the 195 angstrom, the RDIF, which is the radio frequency one, which in my opinion shows the most usually. Okay, yeah, it's not letting us see the 8th. Forgot. On this one right now, it's only letting us see up to the 7th. Right. Now I'm just going to say right now, you're not going to see much on this. Okay? That's pretty normal for what we see on this camera. What I want you guys to look at, stop it here. See the timestamp? 2018, 10/7. October 7th. This is at 10:45 UTC time. Okay, the only thing that matters, what I'm trying to tell you, is these minutes. Okay? 15 minutes, right? 15 more minutes. 15 more minutes. In other words, this is showing you a capture every 15 minutes in a time lapse. This is the single day tool. Let me show you the difference. Okay? See the select SECCHI movie? Okay? Where you're at right here on this page, which is the link I usually leave for you guys to SECCHI, is to the SECCHI single day movie tool. Okay? That's the page you go to. Now, if you scroll on down here to the bottom, it has what they call a multi-day tool right in here. See that? And it even says it's preferable for HI1 and HI2. Okay? So I'm going to hit that, and we're going to go to that, and I'm going to show you guys how to use that a little bit. So what we're looking at is, again, the EUVI 195 angstrom RDIF view, radio view. Okay? I know that sounds like a bunch of mumble jumble, but it's really pretty much what I just showed you there. That's just the camera we're looking at through the certain filter. I'm not sure if it's a filter, it's just a different angstrom, another light angstrom. And again, an angstrom is just a measure of light. So, just so you guys know, I think I've mentioned that before. Okay, so what we do here is, we select a day, like I'm going to select 10/1. And the reason I'm selecting 1 is because you can go down here and see where it says duration. It'll let you see up to 9 days. But you have to start it, because it's going to go forward 9 days from the date you enter. Okay? So I got it entered for the 1st, so theoretically it should take me through the 8th. Now the 8th ain't going to show up because it doesn't have data for that yet. Or they do, they just haven't updated it. So when I hit submit here, what it's going to do, it's going to give me a 9-day time lapse. Since the multi-day SECCHI movie tool is what we're at. That's where we're at right here. Okay? This is taking forever to upload. Wow. Okay. Now this is good to see right here too, okay? See up here? Oops. Why did that come down? Okay. It says no directory found. Please check whatever and whatever. Then it says it again. And it says it again. In other words, what it's saying is there's 3 days between the 1st, what I just entered, and the 8th, which is where I want it to go to, that it didn't have data for. But it shows you the rest of them. Okay? So I'm hitting play. Now you're going to see here real quick what I'm going to try to show you. Oops. It's on the 5th. What I'm trying to show. I'm going to stop it here. Okay, now what I want you guys to look at again is right here. Just keep watching right there. Okay? It's at 1540. The next one's going to be 1740. It's always going to be on 40, but it's giving you 2-hour increments. If you remember right, a minute ago I just showed you it was doing it at 15-minute increments starting at the top of the hour, which would be 0 to 15 to 30 and then to 45. So in other words, this is showing you captures at a different time on the clock every 2 hours. I really don't know how else to explain that. Sorry if that's confusing, but hopefully I explained it enough there. Now, when we get here to the 5th, now keep in mind the 5th has been taken off of a lot of the other satellites here at SECCHI. We can't see them. It's not letting us see them. And when I click on this, you guys are going to know exactly what I'm trying to show. Okay. Here we go. Boom. Okay. Now, keep in mind, if I was on the single day tool, I would never ever see this, because the time intervals is different. So it's important to even go back and look at the multi-day tool, because sometimes you'll catch stuff that you wouldn't have on the single day, and then vice versa. So if you see it on the multi-day tool, you better go look at that day on the single day tool, because you'll probably see something else. That's just been my experience. Okay, anyway, we're going to back out of SECCHI here real quick. Now, I'm going to show you a couple things off of my gallery that was... Michaela Walker sent me in some pictures. Let's go ahead and go to the gallery here. Okay, what she was trying to show, and she didn't have an editing software, but I think what she was trying to show me here was this big circle right here. Okay, if I'm wrong, Michaela, please send me another email and help me understand what I'm trying to show here. Okay, now the sun's over here. I don't know why that's there. Maybe she's talking about this circle here. Maybe it's because there's a bunch of circles here, and I don't know why. It's pretty odd. So, and again, those of us that see this stuff a lot, most of us would kind of skip over it, but I'm glad that she didn't, because I'm glad that everybody doesn't, because when we research, the guys that do research on this daily, we tend to think, well, yeah, we've seen that before, even multiple times, so we just kind of ignore it. We shouldn't do that. Okay? To those of you guys that actually are running a channel and doing some research, you know, I do it myself, guys. I do it too. I'm not innocent of that. If I've seen it a bunch of times, sometimes I'll just, you know, scoot right on over it. But that's not the right thing to do, because we catch stuff. That's why our subs send us pictures, so we can look at it and kind of try to find some truth. So anyway, I wanted to show that to you guys. That was if anything, that's a beautiful picture. It's at sunset. Okay, again, I just showed you that. So, you know. And just remember, I said that we seen that multiple days in a row now. I'm not kidding. We really did. So, because here it is again. And I went through this, okay? And look, it's in a different spot. Alright? You know, my main thing here was, why is this void kind of like that? But I don't know. Let's go ahead and back off of that. Now, let's see here. Oh, man, I never did show this stuff. I'm going to show you guys this. This is interesting. Okay? This is from the All Skycam network. Okay, it's just a series of observatories that post their captures on these cameras. I don't know why I took that one. Who knows? Anyway, this one was from Arizona. That's important. Keep that in mind. Look at that. Alright. That is no meteor, boys and girls and mommies and daddies. Yeah, we can zoom in here. You can kind of see. I mean, I don't know what that is. I mean, it almost looks like a rip in the sky, but I don't think it is. It just, that's some sort of light anomaly, and I don't know why, but my point is, we go to the next, I did this the other night, but if you go here, this is in Texas, which is pretty close to, there's another one. Alright, I seen these a bunch the other day, which is why I did this. Okay, now see that right there? Okay, this one here is this is in a different spot in Arizona, different observatory. results here. And this is the same camera I just showed you, but look, it moved and changed colors. So I don't know, guys. This is at night, so when did I take this picture for? Oh, this was interesting. See that? Not sure if that was anything. I may have already showed you guys these pictures, but oh well, you guys can see them again. If you don't want to, just go ahead and shut the video off. This one was kind of crazy in my mind. I seen that first, okay? And then it moved about, I don't know, a quarter away across the screen and turned into that. And the only thing I can say to that is that's more daylight showing there than that. But okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm not gonna end the video. I'm gonna show you something else real quick. This is from California. You know, SpaceX. We just all talked about that a minute ago. Why is this not letting me zoom in? Okay, finally. See it right here? Okay, these are all the same kind of shapes, but they're, I don't know what's causing this. It's on a bunch of different cameras, guys. So I just have a hard time thinking that that's a camera anomaly when I see it all over different cams, all over the United States and across the world. Is there something there? Yeah, there's another one. Look at that. That's interesting too. This is in California. This was on the 4th. Yeah, I mean, look at that. These are actual photographs taken out of a telescope, guys. A big, huge one. These observatories. I just thought this one was interesting. See the ripples and stuff? Kind of like, I don't know. I just don't know what to tell everybody anymore. I'm going to do probably a 15-minute show on this particular painting. I'll go into a little bit what I believe as far as, you know, my religious beliefs a little bit. I will say this, I am not dogmatic in any sort of way. I'm just going to leave that at that. But they asked me what the name of this painting was, and I can't remember. But if you go to the National Gallery, you'll find it. What's interesting about that, at least for my end of it, because I researched, you know, Planet X and Nibiru and all the sky phenomenon, but look at that. I kind of showed this the other day, which is why they were asking what the name of this is. Yeah, how could they have known something like that right there back then? You know, we're talking centuries ago. And why is it shooting a beam down through a very, very small window, the only window that's open on that whole building, and hitting this woman right in the head with it? Okay? Is it they're communicating? Or are they just mind control? Don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about that one no more tonight. So, yeah. Just kind of scrolling through my gallery here. Yeah, and I seen this the other day. It's the magnetosphere again, guys. You know, I'm going to take you guys back there one of these times here in a minute. But what I found interesting, obviously, you're seeing the big, huge amount of pressure back there, guys. And it's in waves. You see the waves? What we're seeing, and this is not going away now. Okay, at least this is my observation. See the dotted line right here? I better change the color so you guys can see. Let's make it purple. How about that? See this right here? That dotted line right there? That's where the satellites are. This black circle is, I think it's part of our atmosphere. I'm not sure how high up. But all this thing here in the middle's for is to show you the light and dark side of the Earth. So that is what it is. But what I want to show and bring into, you know, into the light right here is the fact that, do you see this right here? Okay, right in there. You see all that? Okay. That's not going away now, guys. This thing is the pressure's inside the satellite orbit, that close to the Earth. If not hitting it, I don't know if it's hitting the Earth or not. If our magnetosphere is fighting it off, I don't know, and so I don't really have an answer for that. All I know is what's strange to me, and this has been the whole thing for me the whole time, is the sun is over here, guys, way over there. Okay, 93 million miles, way over there. We should not see pressure from the opposite side over here stronger than the stuff we're feeling off the sun over here. Okay? That should not happen. At least in my opinion. I don't see how something could be stronger than the sun behind us. Now, what I'm saying there is, I think there's something behind us, and that's what I've always been saying for a long time now. But something else that's sticking around now, and nobody else has really talked about this, but if you look at this thing, okay, we've been talking about SpaceX, right? And when it loses its boosters, we see spirals. We're seeing spirals in petroglyphs. We're seeing spirals everywhere now, guys. I mean, everywhere. Look here. If you go like this and you just follow this around, what's this thing doing? It's just one big huge spiral. Okay? That's just something I've noticed. Now, when we look at the other magnetosphere models, we see the lines, the polar lines and the closed field lines. They if you look at them, the signatures that we see is they come off the back side like this, and then you start seeing them spiraling real bad, like right there. Usually further back. I'd have to show you the other one. I'm not going to go there tonight, but I just wanted to show you guys that. But the spiral thing, this part is staying there consistently now. It's inside where it should be. It should not be there. Now, we've been talking about how the Earth's been fighting off all this stuff. Well, I think that at some point it's not going to be able to. That's just my opinion. So are we getting closer and closer to that? And I think that this is all going to come into play with like pole shift and more earthquakes, things like that. That's why I'm showing you this. And no fear, guys. I'm not trying to say fear anything. Okay? I'm just showing you observations. I mean, is this going to happen tomorrow? Most likely not. So, but anyway, it's just something to look at, okay? Yeah, okay, see there? I mean, we're seeing spirals everywhere. These are from the ancient times, too. This one was captured by Blue-Eyed Indian a while back. That's a camera picture, like from a phone. And we see that a lot. This is up in the sky, guys. This is unedited. Completely unedited. This is from Indiana. So, yeah. And we kind of talked about what we kind of think that might be. You know, these are pictures of maybe what the lost city of Atlantis would have looked like. You know, then there's the Rick out, or whatever they call that thing over in Africa. That's actually there on the ground like that. Big, huge crater. Okay? It's in northwestern Africa somewhere. Kind of pretty close to where the pyramids and stuff are. You know? It's across the continent, but it's on the same, like, really close to the same, I guess that would be latitude, maybe? Or I can't remember. Longitude is a long ways, so yeah, longitude, so anyway, yeah. And then this is from Paula. I think we've already looked at a lot of these, but there's Saturn, guys, and what is that? You know, the beams coming off of it just blow my mind. So, so anyway, guys, we're gonna go ahead and end it here. Actually, yeah, I'll just put this picture up there. Okay, we'll end it right there. Again, God bless. Yeshua saves, and you can drink this Kool-Aid.